Javan, thank you so much. I wanted to thank the organizers, Lucas, for inviting me, and also the board, including Italo Infante, our president, who has been amazingly supportive for this very ambitious project, Mission Thrombectomy 2020 Global Alliance to accelerate access to thrombectomy worldwide. And what we hope to do is really attack the burden of stroke that's really spread across the globe, and access to thrombectomy is still very, very limited. These are my disclosures. We have been very fortunate, and I'm going to do this quick just in the next 10 minutes that I have. But we've been very fortunate to get support since 2018 for this ambitious campaign. And in 2019, we had a number of the leading companies support us, including at the gold level, Penumbra, Cerenovus, Microvention, and Medtronic. And then Ischemia, we are at the silver level, and we are still hoping for a couple more funding supports to come in. And as you can imagine, this cannot be done without funding support with the amount of activity that is needed to form a global alliance that can accelerate access to thrombectomy. I'm very happy to announce that with this increased funding, we've been able to get a project management company on board to help us really organize a global executive committee. As you can imagine, to implement the public health interventions that MT 2020 wants to do, we need experts, stroke experts, interventionalists at the local level in every region of the world, helping us implement our interventions. And I'll get to those in a second. And so just to tell you the organization of MT 2020 right now, this is the leadership committee on the left-hand side. That is the SVIN group, the SVIN leaders and board members who have been working on MT 2020 since the last 3 years. It includes myself and Vice Chair Ashutosh Jadhav and a number of the leaders that you know, Amir Hassan, who is going to be the president, who is the president-elect, and a number of others who have been putting in a lot of work. And then the Global Executive Committee is the group that will do the implementation of the interventions. And we've been very fortunate to get Dr. Sheila Martins, Dr. Werner Haka, and Dr. Andrew Demchuk, along with our very own interventional neurologist from SVIN, Veloza Innova, as co-chairs. And this group is going to lead the regional subcommittees in every region to implement our interventions. The great thing is in the US, we are able to have a liaison for every country, and that liaison will help us communicate with the regional subcommittees, and the regional subcommittees will comprise of 2 co-chairs and 3 members who are a mix of interventionalists and stroke neurologists. And then we are very fortunate to have an advisory committee that comprises of liaisons from every society that is aligning, that is collaborating with us, as well as a number of world stroke experts, including Dr. Sacco, Dr. Goldstein, Anne Alexandro as the non-MD, a person who is going to be leading the campaign, and then we have our project management company. So these are the co-chairs, Dr. Haka, Sheila Martins, Andrew Demchuk, Thomas Leong, and Veloza Innova. Sorry, I forgot to mention Dr. Leong is from Hong Kong, and a number of you know him from his papers. So this is the charter that outlines the responsibilities of the various committees, and the regional subcommittees really are going to be the key in implementing our interventions. The partnering organizations keep increasing, and that's our goal. We want to have a collaboration with every regional society that is interested in stroke and interventional care. And we've been very fortunate actually to have an official collaboration with WFITN, which is the biggest world body of interventionalists, and they are officially our partners now. So the problem is the huge burden of stroke. We have 17 million, probably an underestimate of strokes that occur per year. And only about 3 million are in the advanced world in US, Europe, and Japan. 14 million stroke occur in low resource areas, and this is where the gap is the biggest. But having said that, the gap exists in the US and in Europe and in every region in the world. And that's why we started this campaign in 2016. And what you see is that LVO really did not receive much attention until the trials came positive. And the gap that exists is a possible maximum of about 200 LVOs per year in the US, with only about 20,000 thrombectomies that were done in 2016, and I'll show you the 2018 numbers in a second. But that gap is what MT 2020 wants to close. And what you see is that the worldwide estimation of number of LVOs, a conservative estimate of only 10% of the incidence, is about 1.7 million LVOs per year. And we are, in 2016, we had done only less than 100,000. And I'll show you the numbers from 2018. So here are the current numbers. These are by triangulation method from industry. And what you have is there has been a steady increase. And that's really great to see. But in 2018, we did 45,000 thrombectomies in the US. So again, for the 200,000 LVOs that are estimated as a likely number, this is still a big gap in the US itself. So you can imagine in the rest of the world. But when you look at the worldwide numbers, there's still a good reason for optimism. There were 79,000 thrombectomies in 2016, 106,000 in 2017, and we actually made it to 156,000 in 2018. So clearly, all the efforts that everyone is putting in are going very well. Our goal with the campaign is to double this number from 156,000, and we've upped our goal. It used to be 200,000 in 2020, and we've just made it 320 because we did about 156,000 thrombectomies in 2018. And so the goal of MT 2020 is to double thrombectomies every 2 years. So the overall goal is a metric-driven umbrella campaign that integrates disparate knowledge of barriers to access. And we want to unify multiple efforts by various societies and individuals to globally double thrombectomy. And so the idea is based on science. There is a well-known rate of uptake of a new treatment, and we want to move this rate to the left and accelerate this rate of access. And so the way we are going about it is identifying the well-known 3 pillars of access. You need information, you need physical infrastructure of thrombectomy centers, and you need financial access where patients are able to pay for this. And so based on that, we've looked at the US, and there's clearly a gap between urban and rural areas in all 3 barriers of access, and we hope to identify such barriers across the globe. And with identifying each barrier in a given region and giving it a score from 0 to 10, we plan to devise interventions on an annual basis to attack all 3 pillars. And based on that, for 2019, we have a white paper, which is an information access initiative, aimed towards health policymakers, because we really need a buy-in from the governments to facilitate thrombectomy centers. And so this white paper is in progress, and it will really talk about why thrombectomy is needed, how to do it, and how to build thrombectomy capacity with a language that is directed towards health policymakers. So this is the first intervention for 2019. The second is to have a field incidence study of LVOs, as well as develop patient journey materials that can be used. And all these interventions then get customized to the 3 income levels around the world, high-income countries, low-income countries, and very low-income countries. And then we also want to increase the access by having certification programs that are available to low-resource countries in the world by self-attestation, and also develop innovative payment methods. The pilot for self-attestation certification has been already almost completed in India. This is the self-attestation certification that is available for stroke thrombectomy centers, or it's going to be available very soon in India, that will allow a public listing of thrombectomy centers that are capable of doing thrombectomy 24/7. Right now, there is no listing that is available when a patient is identified with an LVO. And so we are also very fortunate with our collaborators, and for 2020, we are aiming to do 2 white papers, one with SNIS for rural access to thrombectomy in the US, and one with WFITN to really estimate the global demand and supply of interventionalists for thrombectomy. So we are making good progress. One of the most exciting things is our app, and you'll get more details at the MT 2020 booth. But this is a global thrombectomy tracking app, the very first of its kind, that is available for both systems. You register as a doctor, but you can register as an assistant also. You get a password once you register, and then you pretty much are able to see thrombectomies that are occurring in and around you, and then zoom out, and you can see in your state, your country, and essentially globally. We just need enough subscribers to enter cases, which only take about 30 seconds to enter a de-identified case. All drop-down menus. You just pick out the age, location, and then it also provides you with your own list of your cases, a running list. And the amazing thing about the app is this is thrombectomy in real time. As soon as a case is entered, it pops up. And so you pretty much can get a global estimate on a minute-to-minute basis. The new addition is a surrogate account so that the busy practitioners can have their assistants enter these cases. Again, the surrogate can register a proxy, a fellow nurse, can register as an assistant, get a password. There is one step where the interventionalist has to actually approve the assistant, and then you get the assistant to really be able to enter your cases. And so we are in the process of populating all the stroke thrombectomy hospitals around the world. We have it done for the US, and we are really excited for increased subscription of the app, which is free and owned by SVIN. So there's really no commercial entity that owns this. And I would encourage each one of you to download this app and start entering cases. We are also very excited about our new website. It's missionthrombectomy2020.org. Dr. Arur was the person leading this, Dr. Sushant Arur, and it's an amazing website that has a lot of information. So in conclusion, actually I should just go to the Facebook page, which is also a great source for information and communication for MT 2020. And then we have a kickoff meeting of the Global Executive Committee that I showed you that is planned for tomorrow evening. And we have a number of RSVPs, over 30 RSVPs from around the world who will be calling in, and we are able to kick off this meeting and have an in-person meeting planned for ISE 2020. So in conclusion, MT 2020 is a multi-stakeholder, even though it has been initiated by SVIN, the vision is for multi-stakeholders to join hands to accelerate thrombectomy access. The campaign now has a goal of 100 thrombectomies in 2020, because we've already reached about 150 thrombectomies worldwide in 2018, and we hope to really do this with attacking the 3 pillars of access. And in 2019, we have a number of initiatives that are being completed, which we think will accelerate access to thrombectomy globally. Thank you so much for your support, and we are really looking forward to accomplishing our goal by the end of 2020. Thank you so much.
Very excited about this initiative. It's amazing the numbers, how the uptake has caught on, not only just in the United States, but all over. Question, is it possible, and I'm sure this has been explored, is it possible to have the SVIN registry get married with the MT 2020, and we could have that data transferred to the app? Has that been explored?
That's a great question. So the cases that get entered in the app are in a back-end de-identified registry, and that can certainly be married with the SVIN registry. The thing that has to be worked out is, excuse me, the completeness. The SVIN registry has defined centers that are entering consecutive cases. We'd have to just figure out how these cases are coming from all around the world, and they may not be consecutive.
And another follow-up question to that, is there any interest on the part of American Stroke Association, American Heart Association to support that and have some basic information shared from the Get With The guidelines?
Yeah, that's a good question. Get With The guidelines is mainly in the US. I think something is happening in China. And certainly the idea is that this is the beginning. And as things develop, a number of these possibilities can be grown and developed. So I agree with you, Javad, that these are exciting possibilities for data gathering.
Very exciting times. Thank you very much again.
Thank you so much.